Good morning, everybody. This month's theme, December's theme, is biophilia, which is the love of nature. Nature around us and the nature within us.
We are super excited to be joined this morning by Belinda Liu and Joy Evans, our special guests. Belinda will be leading us through a guided meditation, and Joy will continue with some breath work and some sound healing.
Good morning, beautiful people. Thank you so much for being here today. I love nature so much that I created this experience that I'm going to share with you around ways that nature can guide us and ways that nature can give us insight in our lives. So as I was talking with the Creative Mornings team, we were all reflecting on how crazy 2020 has been this year. It's been such an unusual year. And, this is our last gathering of the year. And so we want to take you through a little bit of a reflective experience using sound with the amazing Joy Evans, just to take it a step further, give us some space to contemplate, something about this year. What have we been learning? What is some insight that we can gain from this space together? So, Gratitude Blooming was started by an inspiration from a local artist in San Francisco named Arlene Kim Suda, who's a dear friend of mine. And she was really inspired by the plants all around her. And she literally sketched 100 plants a day, 100 plants over 100 days. And basically what we did was we took 39 of those and we created a reflection prompts that are in some ways a way for us to continue to deepen our relationship with nature without having to even go outside. So these 39 prompts have a sketch and a plant associated with them, and then a reflection. And I'm actually going to share my screen right now because we're going to get a chance to play with some of those themes and see what wants to emerge for us collectively as we together honor kind of the closing of 2020. Maybe we'll get some inspiration for what we might want to burn in that virtual dumpster fire afterwards. So I'm going to just share my screen. So yeah, this is a virtual cards of the 39, and I wanted to share one today before we kick off the group activity of sharing 2 card themes for the collective. So this is the one that is inspiring us today. Joy, our amazing sound healer and forest bathing therapist, she and I have kind of curated a healing experience with sound. And this is the theme that inspired it, the peony. And the prompt here is: taking the time to heal yourself is an expression of gratitude for this one wild and precious life you've been given. How can you support your own healing? So this is kind of a global theme that we chose to guide the sound healing today. And what we're going to do now is we're actually going to have the community pick 2 cards that are going to guide us into the breakouts. And also Joy is going to weave them into the sound healing so we can really bake into that inspiration from nature through the crystal bowls. So these are scrambled. They're not in any particular order. So you can't game the system that way. They're not in any particular order. And we're going to just use the magic of synchronicity as a group to figure out which are the 2 that are most calling this community right now. What is nature going to tell us today? So we're going to ask, Daniel, do you have an idea? Did you want to share how you want people to do this?
Yeah, use the chat. Let's all hone in on a card together. So I'm feeling to scroll down.
Okay, so we're going to do it together, all 80, 90 of us.
I'm going to need some assistance out. Oh,
somebody
on the right. Kylene is saying stop.
Right here?
Left, bottom left. No, the other one, left.
This one?
This one? Yes.
Okay. Ooh. Okay, so how many of you like orchids? Raise your hand if you have an orchid in your house or you love orchids. Oh my goodness. So orchid is card number 25, and it says, can you embrace the unknown and be grateful for the mysteries in life? So one of our collective themes is around being in the mystery, being in the unknown. So we're going to be sitting with that question today. You know, what about this year? What about this mystery is an insight for you? You know, is there anything that you want to hold on to or let go of as we transition into a new year, as winter solstice is coming up for us this week, after this weekend? So let's just imagine the orchid with us as we go into the sound healing in just a minute. Do we want to pick one more theme? How are people feeling? Should we do one more?
I feel like,
we could literally.
I feel like they get it now. And I do too.
Yeah, I think everybody has something around mystery this year that we can relate to.
Okay.
All right. Let's do one more. I feel like Vanna White here.
Let's scroll up.
Okay.
Up, top, left, up, left, right, stop.
Here.
Up, left, far right is, I think Jamila is saying stop, right, down, second from right. Yes.
This one.
Right. Yes, that one.
Okay. Wow. This is amazing. Yes. I can't believe we're doing this. Are we ready? What is it going to say? Oh, interesting. It's card number 3, Rose, and it's around choice. Are you facing a decision right now? Try to be grateful for the choices available to you. What does your heart want to choose? So, wow, these are pretty interesting cards. Like they really are connected. Being in the mystery, and then what does our heart want to choose? So these are going to be the 2 guides for us today, the orchid and the rose. And I'm going to kick it off, pass the mic to Joy Evans, one of the most amazing sound healers I know. And she's actually going to kind of help us bake in this inquiry around what is mystery and what does choice want to tell us right now. So Joy, pass it off to you.
Good morning, folks. Thank you for this this beautiful space this morning. And I'm going to play crystal singing bowls to help us kind of sink in to both what the orchid is offering us and what the rose is offering us this morning, these messages from nature. And to get us even a little bit deeper into that, we're going to be in kind of a meditative state for about 15 minutes. So find a posture that feels good for you. If you're cool with sitting up, just make sure you're paying attention to your lower back. Like, this is supposed to be supportive. And so don't, sometimes we start something and we like get in a funny posture and then we're like, oh, I just have to hold it. It's not one of those things. This is about make sure you're checking in with your body around what feels like a supportive, restful space for you. So I just invite you in to close your eyes if you want to and begin to just sink into the sounds. I'm going to do a little bit of guided meditation as we kind of sink in and play with the bowls. And then we'll break out into small groups. So we're not going to go too deep to where we get people zonked out. And it's morning, and maybe you still want a little bit of a power nap to add to how much sleep you might not have gotten last night. So I just invite you to really start to notice your breath and to imagine these 2 beautiful flowers in front of you, the orchid and the rose. And if you have a favorite orchid or a favorite rose, make that imagery in your mind as clear and as vivid as possible. And as you sit in front of these 2 gorgeous flowers that are offering us these messages of what it has felt like to live in the mystery. What does it mean to embrace the unknown. And as you keep noticing your breath, I invite you to take a deep breath into your heart. And I wonder if there is a message that your heart wants to amplify. Is there a decision around following your heart right now? And if you're having trouble connecting into your heart, you might just imagine that you have roots that come out the bottom of your feet, that go down into the earth. And I just invite you to take a deep breath, breathing up the earth's energy, and bring it all the way up into your heart. Hold that earth energy in your heart. And then when you exhale, release that energy back out in 4 directions. So let's try that again. Take a deep breath, breathing up the earth energy. Imagine it coming up through the bottom of your feet, all the way up into your heart. Let it expand in your heart, and then release it back out. And one more time, taking a deep breath, breathing up the earth's energy all the way up into your heart. And then releasing it out in 4 directions. You can just bring your awareness into your heart, or you can leave it down in the earth, rooted amongst the roots of that rose and that orchid. But for the rest of the time while the bulls are singing, just invite you to stay open to listening to your heart for the messages that it wants to share with you about embracing the mystery and following your heart. And I invite you to imagine that you're a tree and that you have roots growing out the bottom of your feet. And these roots go down into the earth. And as you breathe up that earth energy and that deep water that's deep in the earth energy, just draw that earth and water back up into your heart. Let that earth and water rise up through the roots and come all the way up into your heart. And as you imagine your arms stretched out as the branches of this tree, and the leaves are moving and swaying in the wind, breathe that earth energy from your hands into your heart. And at the very top of the tree, the sun is shining down. As you feel that fire energy warming up the top of the sun, from the top of the sun, bring that fire energy down into your heart as well. As you take a deep breath, just notice that you have all these resources there for you anytime you need them. You have earth, you have water, you have air, you have fire. As you take one more deep breath into your heart, this time I invite you to release gratitude back to yourself. Taking this time to pause and listen to the messages from nature, and to listen to your own heart. And so very gently, we'll just begin to collectively come back to noticing these computer screens in front of us. But as you do, just continue to be intentional about noticing what your body may want. If you need to take a deep breath, if you need to stretch, which part of your spine that's asking for a little of attention.
Why don't we take a minute to connect with ourselves and this healing and just chat in one reflection that's emerging for you right now? What is one insight you're getting from mystery and connecting to your heart? So mystery and choice. And just chat it in as a reminder to yourself as we transition from this year, 2020, into a new beginning, 2021. Beautiful to see everyone's insights coming in. And in many ways, what we're receiving as a collective is, as individuals, are messages for the collective. We're all mirrors for each other. So the fact that you're here today in the space with 88 other people, it's not a coincidence. We're all here to receive this insight and to give each other these messages of wisdom. So we'll just let our trail of wisdom continue to flow in through the chat, and then Mafe will take us into the closing. And before we transition to Mafe's closing, I just want to share that if any of you are needing this healing, Joy and I are here for you. So Joy does one-on-one sound healings if anyone needs that regularly. I work with her to do sound healings with my family, actually. This tool is available to you as well if you need it for, your own insight, or to do it with your community or your team. So we're happy to support you in both of those ways.
Yeah, and I'd just love to say that one of the beautiful things about connecting in deeply with nature is there's so many layers of what happens when we get that chance, when to pause and listen. And you know, when we're actually outside, we get phytoncides that boost our immune system, but we get all the emotional benefits and psychological benefits. But there's so much that tells us that we don't even actually have to be outside. Just going into that place of remembering and really deeply connecting with a memory of being outside is something that I want to offer to help sustain us through. If you get a chance to go and hug a tree and it's socially safe and acceptable in the park you're in or backyard you're in, hugging trees is something I keep really recommending to folks right now, you know, to both connect but boost your immune system. But if you can't go hug a tree, you can hug yourself and remember that tree that you love so much, or that little green baby that might be on your windowsill that is so happy that you're home more often. But giving it some real attention and some connecting in with the roots that it's putting down right there in your house or your apartment. So just want to remind folks that that love and that connection is there for us, around us all the time, just waiting for us to connect in with it. And the gratitude blooming deck is a really beautiful reminder to pause in the reflections. And 2020 has been nothing like I planned at all. I'm sure that resonates with folks. But the one thing that's been amazing this year is being able to connect with Belinda and do so many creative collaborations that hadn't happened before. And it's been really fun. And I'm glad to be able to share that with y'all today, of connecting and listening to nature and sinking in with the bowls. So thank you so much.